guys, my name is Ferrer, and today we're going to do something different, and at the same time it's my first time doing this, so we're going to do a Q&A video. Hooray! A couple of days ago I asked you guys to send in some questions, whether it's music related or not, so without further ado, let's do this. Well, I was born in the Philippines, especially in Cebu City, on October 31st, 1997. So I was sort of I was born in a late 90s era, you know, yeah. Well, I moved here in the summer of 2004, so back then I was probably 6 at the time, because on that year I'd be turning 7 on October, obviously, so yeah. For me, it's always about the guitar solos, whether it's the slow and melodic kind of solos to the crazy and fast solos. Combining them both, you know, the contrast, it's just amazing, really. Hypnotizing, in my opinion. Well, just to let you know, I love every guitarist, you know, each and every one of them has its own character, even though they got inspired by others, etc. But for me personally, if I had to choose one, you know, my favourite guitarist, it will definitely have to be Gary Moore, and there'll be 2 reasons why. Firstly, it's the raw and power of his solos as well. He can just change, he can start off from being melodic, and then as it gets to the you know, the big part, it goes all out and aggressive, but at the same time he has a bit of feel as well. I mean, that's the whole point of a solo, you've got to have a feel. It's basically a story, you know, starts out calm and it builds up and it goes, you know, mad, and it ends, you know, either a cliffhanger or it just ends with a full stop, which is really insane. And the second reason is his vocals as well. From what I can tell, I think he's been through, you know, struggles in that, and his songs, his choice of songs as well, especially sad ones, it really brings resonance, and it basically just brings a message across, especially to me as well, because I can relate, because I've been through struggles as well. So yeah, that's my favourite guitarist. If it wasn't guitar, I would have played the bass, although funny enough, before I actually started playing guitar, I wanted to play bass first. And the reason for that is I want to play disco bass lines, because they're so interesting and catchy, and I just want to play the heck out of them. But my parents, especially my dad, he said, oh, if you learn guitar first, then you'll learn bass easier, which is true to some extent. Yeah, actually, it makes it easier though, because I started playing guitar, then once I've got all the skills I need, I can just transfer it to bass, well, in a way. So yeah, that'll be my second choice. Interesting question. Aside for being a musician, I don't mind being an actor as well, because I've done a few acting experiences before, well, pretty much in school. I did drama as a GCSE, and acting wise, I usually get C's, but when it comes to the writing part, yeah, I don't want to talk about that, but overall, I did okay. Yeah, hopefully that'll be a jackpot, you know, being an actor and all that, so yeah. Well, I mean, let's see how it goes. My favourite song will be Still Got the Blues by Gary Moore. Yes, I know people, I mean, some people knows about that. Yeah, I play that song a lot, like, in fact too much now. But it's a great song because, again, Gary Moore, when it comes to solos, he has great feel, great power, the aggressiveness as well, especially when he gets to the fast bit as well. Yeah, but it's not just that. Even the lyrics as well. It sort of relates to my struggles and situations as well. So yeah, very relatable in terms of lyrics. So yeah, it's a great song. Great song to play actually. For those of you don't know, well, some people don't know, I'll be releasing an EP this year around October, and it will be called Rise, which I officiated the title. No, not officiated. I revealed the title days ago. Choice of words. Um, Basically, inspiration wise, just blues stuff mostly. But also, I'm gonna add in some Motown and other genres. Well, you just have to wait and find out. So yeah. Oh, that's a very good question, actually. Well, you know, well, I mean, unlike other people, I don't actually. I don't know what others are like, but for me, I just think of ideas really. But most of the time, though, I just think of sad ideas. You know, I'm really I prefer playing sad songs rather than happy ones because I'm more natural in that, and obviously for my sad experiences in the past, it makes it much easier to get ideas out of. But technicality wise, I just listen to well, obviously, I listen to some blues songs and just to identify how, you know, the lyrics work really, like how the flow works. And what else? Yeah, you just gotta find a really good idea. But the biggest challenge is to find the right lyrics for it, which can be a bit of a pain at times. So you just gotta be patient and find the right lyric for you, or yeah, that's pretty much it really. So far I've done 7 overall, including the ones from 2015. If I had to choose a favorite one at the moment, it will be a song I wrote called "Would You Always," and there's 2 reasons why. Firstly, it's the only song. In fact, it's the only happy song that I've made, whereas the others they're quite sad or okayish mood kind of stuff. Uh, but yeah, it's the only one that's the happy one, and whenever I'm not in a good mood, apart from writing, no, not writing, apart from listening to some blues stuff, I also listen to my originals, just to show how much progress I made, especially With You Always, which is the happy one, and it got me into a good mood actually, which is quite nice. So yeah, um, obviously for you guys, if any of you haven't listened to my originals, you can check it out in my YouTube or Soundcloud. Well, I'll post the link anyway, so yeah, go feel free to check it out. That's kind of deep, very deep. Well, I'm no expert in that kind of stuff. I mean, usually this is uh, not my cup of tea, but I think in my opinion, if a person, in fact, if a person in general has a good heart, caring, humble, and obviously at the same time wants to be with you for the rest of your life, then you're on the right track, really. So there's not much to say about it, but yeah, it's always about a good heart and trust as well. Trust is really important. So good luck with that. Okay, so I started playing guitar at the age of 15 in September 2013, so quite a bit back. Um, yeah, this was at the same time it was the beginning of year 11 as well. Although I started out playing guitar as a stress reliever, although to be honest that didn't really work. But then again, it also shows that this could be my purpose, you know, for later life, be a musician or whatnot. Even though at the time I wasn't that experienced, but then again, you gotta start somewhere in life. So I think this would be the way, hopefully. So yeah, fingers crossed. I mean, to be honest though, I like every genre because each of them has its own uniqueness and character. But if I have to have my other favorites as well, then it will be disco, which I stated in the previous questions or earlier questions. It will be disco. It will be funk. Yeah. It will be 70s punk as well. So, you know, the Ramones and the Sex Pistols, really interesting stuff. Although it's basically about, you know, going against the authorities and that. I mean, that's the idea of it. But it's still interesting music as well. I mean, genres as well. You know, in terms of technicality as well. But I also like reggae as well. You know, a bit of that Caribbean vibe. Bob Marley. Mantings in it. Nah, no, don't. But yeah, I just like all the genres. Really, has its own flavour. Uh, Funny enough, a few people ask me this question a lot, and to be honestly, I don't really have a favourite. I mean, I like every. Ah, gosh, how do I answer this actually? I mean, each of them has its own character and uniqueness to it. Ah, great. Um, I mean, to be honest, I don't really have a definite answer. Although the answer I have, well, I wouldn't say. Actually, I do have an answer, but it's not the answer that you expect to hear. Uh, I don't have a favorite, and the reason for that is each band is unique, and so unique that it is really impossible to decide which is the best band because they're all freaking good. So yeah, that's the answer I have at the moment. Until I find who my favorite is, it's gonna be, you know, that at the moment. Well, I don't know where you. I mean, what answer do you want, really? What answer do you want me to say? I mean, all I can say is that each of them, you know, guitarists and bassists, they have their own vibe, if that's one way of looking at it. But just for the sake of the bassist, fine, they are better. But for me personally, I just I don't know. But for the sake of bassist, fine, you can have that. So yeah. As I was growing up, I hear music all the time, even though I didn't start playing until the age of 15. But before that, music was a hypnotizing experience, if you can say so. Whenever something is on the radio, whatever it is, uh, especially the catchy ones, if there's a catchy, you know, part, it just drives you mad. Not literally mad, but like, you just, yeah, you just free yourself, really, in fact. You know, be crazy, you know, and all that. So, yeah, I mean, it's been my passion. Well, I wouldn't say, I mean, it's my passion now, but before starting playing an instrument, I hear music all the time. And in fact, it's a passion, but I did not realize it's a passion. It becomes a passion, if you get what I mean. Well, I can think of a few guitarists. One being is Joe Bonamassa. Uh, he's really he's a really good guitarist as well. Similar to Gary Moore's, you know, style, but the only difference is his choice of gear and his, the way he plays the guitar. Because people say, oh, they're just people who play fast licks, the same shit. But that's not true, because each of them has its own character. But yeah, I'd definitely love to meet Joe Bonamassa. But also, I'd love to meet Eric Clapton, because he's one of, in fact, Gary Moore's my favorite guitarist, but Eric Clapton is one of my first few inspirations, alongside with B.B. King, Albert King, and of course Jimi Hendrix, and Slash as well. Obviously, how would I not forget Slash? But yeah, I'd love to meet those lot. It'll be really nice. Hopefully, I wish if I played guitar earlier and I met Gary Moore before he sadly passed away, years ago, then it would have been the best moment of my life, like the best. But since obviously he passed away, all we can do is, respect his legacy by playing a few tunes, which I'd done last year actually, which felt better actually. Not just for his legacy, but for me as well. So, which is really nice. Yeah. That's a very big question. And because I got this question, I think yesterday or 2 days ago. I think it was 2 days ago. But anyway, because it's a big question, it took me a long time to think about this. I mean, all I can say is, I listen to blue stuff. I said that many times now, but I want to bring something to them, really. Since I heard very great music from them, I hope I can do the same by making my own as well. With my own lyrics, with my own feel. You know, bring my, I can play like the others, but what's more special is that you can play yourself. I think that's the most important part. Because there's no point of imitating someone, because, that's not really the point. It's all about you, really. In fact, it all comes back from you. But going back to the question, just want to pass the message really. It's may well be it's music or not, but the message for me to you would be that you're not alone. Like, if you're lonely, which to be honest, I'm a bit of a, I wouldn't call the term loner, I'm more of a lone wolf, but it's still the same difference. But the message is that, don't be alone. Find something that you really love to do. And even if it's not going great, but just do the best as you can. In fact, find something you really love to do. I think that's the most important thing. And if you can find that, and if there are people who appreciate on what you're doing, because I know at the moment for me, other people don't appreciate because, I'm shit, any of the negative stuff, but you just gotta you just gotta be resilient and do the best. Do your best. That's the most important thing. And that is a message I want to give out to by music, of course, yeah. So, yeah. It's kind of a deep question, but I just want to give it back to the ones who have given to me. I think that's the most important thing. So, yeah. Whew. Right. That's all it for our Q&A for today. Oh, that rhymed actually. Don't worry if I haven't answered all your questions, because I'm going to do another video next month. So the Q&A is now becoming a once a month thing. So if you have any more questions, just feel free to drop, or just feel free to send them, through all my social media accounts. Well, the link's going to be below anyway, so just answer it. Oh, no, not answer it. Put a question. That's all you need to do. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a very good time. So, yeah. See you later, and